Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Garage Studio. It's me, Maria. It's been way too long since I've done a live with you guys and girls and everybody. So I'm hopefully going to keep the camera the way it is, but I think this camera and this app kind of delay a little bit. So if you're watching and things do get a little bit off, which I feel like they are anyway. So hang on just one second. As we all know, the best laid plans oft go awry. That looks a little bit better, don't you think? I mean, it doesn't look better because it actually kind of darkens me a little bit, but that's all right. I don't mind. I really don't mind. So welcome. I won't be on here for too long, okay? I do still have a Moves Maria live Instagram workout to perform for you all, and I'm super excited to do that. But I just wanted to jump on here and share my story with you all because I think it's within the share that we really get the most benefit of any story, right? If you think about it, I mean, how do you choose what restaurant to go to or what shoes to wear or what clothes to buy or what good movie to watch, right? You're always talking with your friends. You're always talking, like taking in opinions and suggestions and all of that stuff. And so just like any other aspect of our life, health and wellness is no different, right? As you all know, most of you know, I guess if you're watching this for the first time or you're meeting me for the first time through this, hello. My background is in not only adventure recreation, that's what I graduated from college with, but I am a personal trainer and a health coach. I got certified through ACE for my personal training and through IIN, or the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, for my health coaching degree. And held a number of different jobs over the years in and out of the fitness world. But fitness, health, and wellness, like they're never separate from our lives, right? We all strive to do the things that we need, want, and love to do pain-free, feeling the best we feel. And, you know, at 37, I know I don't have any kids, but I'm no less busy. Right? It's just a different kind of life. But I do know with my sister recently having 2 children, she's got 2, well, she had 2 under 2 for a while, and then Seamus turned 2. So he's like 2 in a couple months, but Miss Apha's growing up and she's only 6 months old. I know it's tough. I see the struggles that she goes through, and it's not just women, right? I feel like also fitness is very woman dominated. I mean, we care. It's not that guys don't, but we care about what we look like. We put more time and effort into that, and I think we devote more time to that. So I do speak in general terms, mostly woman generalized terms, but men are no different, right? Men have this like ingrained mentality that they need to be the strong ones. They need to be the providers. They need to be Superman, especially if you have kids. You're like the superhero to your kids, right? You can do anything, and you can do anything. I think that's the point, is that we all need to understand is that we can do anything. These limiting beliefs that we have for ourselves, whether it's like, oh, well, my mom had a bad back, so I'm just destined to have a bad back. My family has a history of diabetes, so I'm just going to roll over and accept the fact that I've got diabetes as well. It's my definite belief that genes and family history definitely load the gun for us, but it's our lifestyle and our choices that pull the trigger. Okay, because if you are just going to roll over and accept the fact that you have diabetes, and then you're going to eat the standard American diet, the very sad diet, actually acronymed, then yeah, you're probably going to develop diabetes. If you have a bad back and you're just like, oh, well, I'm just going to roll over and accept the fact, well, hopefully you can still roll over, that I have a bad back, then you're going to do the things that continually perpetuate you having a bad back. So that means you're going to sit more. You're not going to move more. When we have to kind of get out of this reactionary mindset to a pro-actionary mindset, where everything we do now sets us up for success at a later date. Now, if you would have told myself 20 years ago to be proactive instead of reactive, I would have laughed in your face and walked away. I was the biggest procrastinator ever growing up. Biggest procrastinator. Yes, Mom, if you're watching this, yes, and you can say, you can agree to it. Biggest procrastinator ever. I would leap first, look second. I think that's what got me into the line of work that I'm in, that adventure seeking aspect. But it's like now all of a sudden you have to think about the longevity of your actions. And obviously hindsight's 2020. And that's why you tell anybody 20 years, at 20 years old, 21 years old, 18, whatever. Oh yeah, hindsight's 2020. What do they have to look back on? An awesome childhood, or maybe not so good of a childhood, but whatever. They don't have those life experiences to bring them to this point. And so what I'd like to share with you today is the fact that I was able to, through all of the personal growth work that I've done over the years, I've been able to admit that I don't know everything, right? We all want to seem like the expert. We all want to seem like the go-to. And yeah, I do know a lot of stuff. I'm really proud of all the stuff that I know, but it's like you can never stop learning and growing, or just put up that wall, that barrier, that flag, I'm done, this is it, because there's always new developments. There's always new products out there. There's always new forms of fitness. There's new things to think about. I didn't even think that all of my injuries and all of the pain that I was going through in my body from raft guiding had anything to do with my posture until I met Vita. And the posture queen started straightening me out, and we still work together to this day. It's been over a year that I've been working with her. And because I still raft guide, right? I still work out, I still move my body, and I still fall into those old patterns. But it's knowing that I don't always do the right things, that I don't always recover the way I should, and that I don't really know how to adjust myself appropriately. So you go to maybe the expert in that field or someone else. And so we just got a question coming in. Alan asked, isn't diabetes also controlled by weight? Yes. Yeah. I mean, how do you get overweight, right? I mean, if you're overweight or you're dealing with some weight fluctuations, there's a million different reasons, but some of the top ones are just poor diet. And you eat like crap, your insides are going to be crap. Diabetes is an insulin problem, right? Either you make too much or you don't make enough. And insulin sensitivity leads to a host of other health problems. I know that PCOS in women, polycystic ovarian syndrome, is caused by an insulin, not an insulin sensitivity, but a decrease in insulin sensitivity. So yeah, diabetes can be controlled by weight. I think that's the first thing that they try to get under control, is not only your blood sugar levels, right? But that's all about what you put in your system. If you're constantly revving your body up, drinking Monster energy drinks, eating sugar-laden foods, all the bread, all the pasta, all the donuts, all of the sodas, all of that, you've got your body's running at red line the whole time, right? And it's trying to constantly deal with all of this sugar in your blood and put it somewhere. Where does it put it first? It creates belly fat. It has nowhere else to put it. You're not using it for energy, right? You're not using it, maybe you're not using it for energy, but it throws you out of whack. And so after a while, your body doesn't know how to stop. It doesn't know how to process all of that. And that's when we get into those forms of diabetes. So yeah, I mean, it all starts with what you put in your mouth. It really starts from the inside out. And if you've been following me for a while, you know I put a really huge emphasis on gut health, okay? Because the gut really is our first brain. I mean, how do you think our body produces energy? How do you think our body produces hormones? How do you think our body fights infection? Like, if you don't know by now, with all of the progress of the microbiome, and that's the buzzword these days, microbiome, it lives right outside of our gut, right? And our gut is really only one cell thick. So that's the only thing that's separating our insides from our outsides. And if you start to irritate that, if you get little perforations in the gut or leaky gut syndrome, if you've got diverticulosis, diverticulitis, it just means that your gut isn't working appropriately. And then it's also not absorbing the nutrients you're putting in. So if your gut isn't healthy and you're eating all the kale and you're eating all the things and you're taking 900 supplements a day, what are you actually getting out of that? That's the biggest question. It's not you are what you eat. It's you are what you absorb. And where do we start the absorption process? It starts in the mouth as a digestion, right? And then into our stomach juices, stomach acids, digestive enzymes, they all have to be on point. And then it gets into the gut. And gut dysbiosis leads to irritable bowel syndrome, leads to acid reflux, right? Acid reflux isn't an overproduction of acid. It's an imbalance. And so you actually need to create a more balanced pH in your system, right? You need those alkaline foods. You need a little acid. You need a little base. It's all about balance. I mean, to the very core of it, you need balance. So Ellen also asks, how do you start? First step, diet, exercise, sleep. Darling, I hate to say it. There is let's prioritize. I don't hate to say it. Let's take that away. We need to prioritize, okay? First and foremost, you need to look at what you're putting in your body. Okay, what nutrition are you putting in your body? Are you taking a probiotic? Does that probiotic have active cultures and is it going to last through your stomach acid, which should be like battery acid, right? So you need to make sure you have acid resistant capsules of your probiotics, right? Or you need to make sure you're taking a high quality probiotic like mix, okay? And you need a lot of probiotics, not just 5 strands, not there. We have all of these things, all of these bacteria living in our gut. So we need to focus on what's fueling us, because it goes back to how our body absorbs the nutrition that we feed it. And then it makes all of the hormones and the enzymes and the neurotransmitters that then lead to keeping us or letting us sleep better, right? Melatonin, our body produces it. It can need some supplementation sometimes, but there's certain like macronutrients, there's macro minerals, there's macro vitamins, there's things that we really should be consuming on the regular that we can't always get from our diet. So that's where the supplementation comes in. But all of those things lead to better sleep quality. I just read a thing the other day where, if you go to sleep and you can't stay asleep, it could be due to a mineral deficiency, a vitamin deficiency, like magnesium and potassium. So those also help with muscle contraction. So that also helps. It also helps with migraines, right? Tension headaches. Holding muscles so tight, we're so tense. So first step needs to be really taking an evaluation of what you're putting in your body, the nutrients you're giving yourself. Layered onto the health of your gut, okay? Layered onto moving your body. Because if you eat tacos, if you drink margaritas, if you like the occasional, or if it's your birthday next week and you're going to eat some freaking cake, which you should, you need to be able to digest all of those things. We talk about the digestive enzymes in our body. If we don't have that variety of food, raw food, cooked food, meat, I try to go 80-20 on meat, but everything we put in our body also signals our body to be able to produce the digestive juices to digest that stuff, if that makes sense. Like some meat or a bean, which is going to digest quicker in your body? Probably the bean, right? Because of what it's made up of. Protein, that like red meat, it's going to take a little bit longer to digest. It's a little bit, needs something a little bit stronger. That's why there's different digestive enzymes. What are their names? Like amylase, bromelain, protease, lipase, protease. There's all sorts of different digestive enzymes. That's why you should chew your food. Don't go on a juice cleanse. Don't drink weight loss shakes. Don't just drink protein powder shakes. Like those are They're all good things for a short amount of time, but if you don't actually chew your food, you're not going to release certain digestive enzymes. I'm sitting on my bouncy ball, so I'm bouncing here. You're not going to release certain enzymes. And also the physical act of chewing tells your body that you are getting sustenance. It's this trigger in your brain. You don't even know it's happening. So just by chewing your food, not only are you breaking it down for easier digestion and absorption, so that whole like count to whatever when you're chewing your food, but you're also signaling to your body that you're getting fueled, that you're actually getting real fuel. Because I don't know about you, but when you go on like a water fast or you're doing, some intermittent fasting or something like that, like I'm starving. Like I just want to chew something. So making sure all of that is in balance, and then everything else kind of seems to fall into place. And so with all of this knowledge that I don't have knowledge of everything, right? As the health hostess, my underlying goal for you all, which I'm going to be getting back into these lives much more often because I need to share in my own words with you all what's going on with me. So you can know me better, and then I can get to know you better, and I can get to know what struggles you're having, what things you're going through. And then through my experiences, because I always experiment on myself first, I would never suggest anything to you all that I didn't try first, whether it be a workout move, nutrition, a way of eating, anything. I would never share that with you first. But I'm also not trying to sell you on anything, right? My biggest thing is bringing health and wellness to you in whatever mode it needs to present itself. Okay, that's it. So what are you struggling with? Alan seems to be struggling with taking the first step. Like, okay, sometimes that's the craziness thing about it, right? Because it's like there's so much information out there that you get this analysis paralysis, and you're just like, it's too much. I don't know, so I'm not going to eat anything. I don't know, fuck it. I'm not going to work out. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do for my own body. There's just so much information. Okay. That's why I like simple. I like simple. I like easy to assimilate into your life. Doesn't take forever in a day. And it's sustainable. Because those juice cleanses, the keto diet, the intermittent fasting, you shouldn't be doing these things for the rest of your life. You should cycle off of everything, even exercise. Take a fucking week off. Like, come on now. There's no reason to be pushing yourself so hard, because it's in the recovery that your muscles are able to repair. Your body's, that's why sleep is so important. That's when your brain gets washed. We have a whole nother system that only kicks in when we sleep. So quality sleep is first and foremost. And if you're not getting that, maybe that's where you should start. Because if you're not getting appropriate amounts of sleep, quality sleep, deep sleep, REM sleep, a good balance of all of those things, if you're not staying asleep, you're going to wake up exhausted. And why are you going to go push yourself running 5 miles, lifting a bunch of heavy weights when you're not there? Your body's not repaired. Your muscles aren't firing on all cylinders. And I think that's the underlying thing about all of this. It's like, I want you all to thrive on an optimal level that is just going to blow you out of the water. I thought I was doing everything right. When I was going through my IIN school, the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, they have it broken down so cool. They like go through every single like diet out there. Okay. So it's like, here's the paleo diet. Here's the raw diet. Here's the this diet. Here's the macro diet, the micro diet, the whatever. I mean, there's a million books. It's like the 5-minute abs, the 4-minute abs. You don't even need abs. It just, there's all of these things. And so during the school, as we were learning the different diets, I was like, okay, well, what's going to work for me? I know from experience and going through all of that all of the breakouts I used to get on my shoulders was dairy. For some reason, something happened, because I will be the first to tell you, I would come home from school growing up, get a block of cheddar cheese and a loaf of bread, and I would just eat cheese and bread. And I mean, crackers and cheese are a staple at my house still. And I love cheese. I do. And I splurge on cheese sometimes, but I know the breakouts are going to happen because something is irritating in my gut. Yes. Okay, Alan, yes. Right, to increase my melatonin from 3 milligrams to 10 milligrams. Yes. Melatonin's good too, but think about magnesium and potassium as well. Magnesium has a host of benefits, and so supplementing with magnesium, whether that's just giving yourself time to sit in an Epsom salt bath, right? Take some you time and just sit in the bath. Doesn't have to be forever. Drinking a little magnesium in a smoothie, taking pills, that's going to help you as well. Okay. I don't want to make any affirmations. Obviously, you're not my client. I'm not a doctor. I cannot make any medical claims, but from experience, stories, data, research, that's where I make my statements from. Okay. So when I start talking to you about my experience up-leveling my nutrition, that's all I'm doing. I'm sharing a story with you. I'm saying to you, after doing all of the things I knew were right to do, something was still wrong. And as you've heard me say before, and if you haven't, you're in for a treat. You don't know what you don't know until you know that you don't know it. And then you can't know what you didn't know because you'll know it now for life. Say that 10 times fast. And then guess what? There's always something new to learn, new to know. So after experiencing that, knowing that I need to eliminate dairy from my life, knowing that it causes bloating, I mean, that's why, I'm trying to phase out alcohol from my existence as well. I want to save it for a rainy day. Well, it is raining right now, but save it for a special occasion because, and I can't drink beer. I can't drink wine anymore. I do enjoy it still, but I know what's going to happen. The minute that I drink wine, depending on the wine, okay, really, really good wine doesn't seem to happen. Obviously, the cheaper you get into your wine, the more sulfites, additives, all that stuff are in it. So I've got to be careful with what I drink. My nose stuffs up and I start to sneeze. Now, if that's not an allergic reaction, I don't know what is. So my body's literally telling me, hey, you're giving us something we don't like, stop it. And do I stop it? Not all the time. But that means I don't drink wine as often, right? I save it for a nice dinner or a celebration. I cannot do champagne. Gives me an instant headache, too much sugar. I can't do beer. It bloats me. And I don't do gluten anyway. I only really eat sourdough bread, but I do a lot of cassava root, crackers and chips if I want something like that. I don't do pasta. I do those miracle noodles. Those miracle noodles are so good. The konjac root. Get over the smell and just eat them. They're so good. They're full of fiber. It's almost like you burn calories eating them. It's great. If I want a noodle, right? But eat your lentils, eat your quinoa, eat all that. But if I eat anything that has like wheat or processed flour in it, I get an instant headache. And it's just taking the time to break it down for yourself. Like, do an elimination test. Don't eat wheat for a week, 3 days, 4 days, and then add it back in and see how you feel. Some people are fine. Some people have got it going on. All right. And I've noticed more and more as I'm going 80% vegan, 20%, anything else, because it's that 80-20 lifestyle, that I'm feeling less bloated. All right. I'm also up-leveling my nutrition because if I could show you a snapshot of what my medicine cabinet used to look like, where it was like 900 bottles of this, and I had like 16 different little pill containers because I had to fit in. I had to do 3 on this, 3 of these, 6 of these, 2 of these, some in the morning, some at night, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, God, it's like, can I please just have, and that's when you really want that magic pill, right? That one magic pill that's going to fix it all. I get tired of it. And I got tired of the fillers. I got tired of, there are a couple really good lines out there still, though, that, and I mean, not even a couple. There's a lot of good lines out there, but it's just depending on what you want to pay, right? And let me rephrase that. What you want to invest, because that's really what this is, right? It's that hindsight that if you pay it now, if you invest it now, the investment later in the healthcare system, in the surgeries, in the doctor's visits, in the insurance premiums, they're going to go out the window. You're going to save yourself money in the long run. If you buy a few things organic, if you throw a smoothie into your diet once a day, if you eat a salad, if you buy a line of supplements that fit into your nutritional needs, invest in a probiotic. First and foremost, that's one thing I tell my clients. Get on a probiotic if you're not already. Always consult your physician if you've got one. We all know a doctor friend. Call him up, right? My dad's a doctor. Message me. We'll chat. He's an emergency room doctor, so he's a little harder to convince. His emergency medicine brain kicks in, and he's like, morphine, stat, what do you need? Advil, just throw it. Like, he's all about these quick fixes. And so even me trying to teach him about the gut microbiome, like, that's the stuff when he was in school and in his emergency room continuing education, they really don't focus on. I mean, they're not, the people are coming in for a bellyache, and he's already thinking, well, what did you swallow? We need to pump your stomach. Like, he's not thinking, oh, you must have dysbiosis of the small intestine, so he's getting on board, but he is on board because he has that intuitive mindset, and that's where I got it from. And I thank you every day for it, Dad. It's that inquisitive, never stop learning mindset. And so to expand your brain, expand your knowledge of what's out there. And if you've made it this far, I really appreciate you sticking with me. And if you find any of this information valuable, if you enjoy following along with me, please share this video. I thank you in advance for sharing it because I need to get this information out. People need to hear it, right? Because you don't know what you don't know until you know what you don't know, and then you can't not know it. Okay? So thank you. Thank you for tuning in. And if you've made it this far, I really do want to share. Up here in the corner, every day we thrive, all right? Not only has that become my motto, that I want to thrive every single day, right? No more of this surviving, no more of this drag yourself out of bed and get going. I got too much shit to do. I got people relying on me, right? I love being everyone's accountability partner. I've got my group online, my Moves with Maria gals. We work out 3 days a week. I've got my husband, I've got raft guiding, I've got my dogs, I've got my parents, I've got my clients, health coaching and personal training alike. I've got my sister and my family. I've got all my sisters with me. But I need to be able to be there, and I need to be able to show up. So I'm going to digress into a little personal experience about a month ago. Every year before I get to my birthday, thank you for tuning in, Alan. I really appreciate you. Really, really do. I miss seeing you on Smoothie Saturdays. And I'll hopefully be bringing those back in the fall. But every Saturday is a rafting day for me anymore. So if you ever want to go rafting on the Ocoee, let me know. So every year on my birthday, and I know you all do this too, every year, whether it's your birthday's coming up, whether it's New Year's and you're making a resolution, you're like, okay, this year I'm going to hit this birthday milestone and I'm going to feel the best I've ever felt in my life. This year I'm going to do it. This year, blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm about to be 37 next week. Literally a week from today, I'm going to be 37. I'm super jazzed to be 37. Twice this weekend. Thank you, rafting crews. Everybody was like, oh, you're going to be like 27, 25, whatever. I'll take it. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I don't just want to look young. I want to feel young. I can still get up on the top of that bus and hop those rafts around and take people down the river. I could go run some trails. I can cook dinner and be awake throughout the entire evening to hang out with my husband that just got home from work. I want to thrive, people, thrive, not just survive. And I feel like the past couple years, COVID excluded, all right, that's just an anomaly. The past couple years, I was merely surviving, like chugging coffee in the mornings, maybe a Red Bull, maybe a 5-hour energy, burning the candle at both ends, driving to all ends of the earth around Chattanooga to train people. And then coming home and being absolutely miserable, just having to go to bed and get up and do it again. I wasn't enjoying life. I really wasn't. And sometimes you've got to see things. I think there's like a magic number from the marketing world. You've got to see things at least 12 times to really, for it to sink in and to be kind of open to it. Because, we live in a world of scrolls. We live in a noisy social media world. And so thank you once again for putting eyes on this. And listening, because it's really important. And I've never really felt this way about a company, about a product, until I experienced it for myself. And that's where that N=1, that experimental mindset comes in. because, and I know my gals that were supposed to be on here with me today, Holly and Alyson, they say this doesn't always happen for people. But it was like day one, I was like a rocket ship. It took off. I had a little bit of detox that I went through in the weeks to come. I had a few days with a few headaches, but I mean, it was night and day. And just like you don't understand about how like love at first sight could actually be a thing until you experience it. I try to articulate the experience, but it's like a veil was lifted off of my eyes. The fog was gone, the bleariness was gone, the mental acuity started to sharpen, and my energy level just soared. I have a thing I'm going to share with you. I'm almost finished with the month. This Thursday will be 1 month on these products. And at the beginning of the month, I went over to Kyle House Fitness, and he's got this cool Fit 3D body scan that I did. It weighs you, it gives you measurements, it gives you body fat percentage. And I got that done at the beginning of the month. And I can't wait to go back and get it done again at the end of the month. And I want to see the difference, because I know there's going to be a difference. I can feel a difference. I mean, I can step on a scale right now and tell you that I'm 4 pounds down by doing very minimal changes elsewhere and adding the supplementation in. Because first and foremost, it's not a weight loss supplement, okay? It is not a meal replacer. It is not a fat burner. It's not these chemicals put in the body to make it do something that it's not prepared to do. It's literally organic premium grade nutrition that is going to fill in the gaps. And obviously I had some gaps, right? It's going to fill in those gaps so your body can run on all cylinders, run at its most optimum level. So it's a combination of everything from multivitamins, B vitamins, digestive enzymes, probiotics, and you might see in most of my photos anymore, you see me wearing this patch, and that's 24-hour. You wear that for 24 hours. It fuses to your skin, and it releases nutrition through the skin all day long. Right? I mean, they do it with a nicotine patch. They do it with motion sickness. They do it with, I think there's like patches that they wear that they can put on you during childbirth, you know. So there's lidocaine patches that help numb, you know, certain parts of the body. So they use that technology to deliver nutrition. I'd much rather that than nicotine, right? Yes. So I've noticed my bloating going down. I've noticed my sleep getting better. And dudes, I wear an Oura ring. Thank you, Michelle. I wear an Oura ring. I wear a watch. I have all of this data coming through my phone. It tells me my heart rate, my resting heart rate is lower. My sleep is better. I'm getting deeper sleep, more REM sleep. It's just, I don't know what to tell you. I like to experience it for yourself, right? Because you don't know what you don't know until you experience it. And believe me, I've had everyone under the sun try to sell me something. I mean, that's all comments I get on my Instagram posts is, oh, collab with me. Oh, you're so pretty. Collab with me. Collab. Well, and I'm a part of a couple other supplement companies, but I feel like they were so specific and targeted to one thing in the body that this, being this really simple 3-step system, it's over before, you eat breakfast. And, it fits into my life a little bit better. I can do it. I can travel with it. I've got the little, the little go-go packs that I take with me everywhere. I can use it at the river, but it's more comprehensive nutrition. And that's what we need, right? Just like you don't need, who was it? Alton Brown on Food Network that was like, oh, I never have a single-use tool in my kitchen. Everything is a multi-use tool, because why waste money on one single thing when you know you're about to do this thing and you're about to do this thing and you got to have this thing and then this thing? Let's get it all together. Yeah. We can have a real good time when it's all packaged in one neat little 3-step system. So it's working for me. I can only hope that it would work for you, and I have no doubt it will. So if you want to learn more about this, please let me know. If you need to up-level your nutrition game, if you need help grocery shopping, if you want to get my smoothie recipe e-booklet, if you want to talk about your workout program, I'm here for you. I'm not just here. Like I said, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here to offer you options as far as health and wellness goes, wherever on the spectrum that lands, okay? Wherever on the spectrum that lands. That's why Moose Maria exists, all right? Well, that's pretty much why Maria exists. It's to help you thrive at the highest level, to feel the best you can possibly feel, and fill in your gaps. Me personally, fill in your gaps where you might be deficient. Do you need that accountability partner? Do you need that push in the workout space? Do you need to learn the difference between lentils and quinoa? Do you need help grocery shopping? A pantry clean out? Like whatever that is, it's all in my scope of practice. If it's not, I'm sure as hell going to find out who is, okay? That's why I've built myself a nice little network of health and wellness practitioners because once again, like I said before, I don't know everything. But what I do know, I need to share with you. If you have questions, if you want more information, if you need anything, I'm here for you. So please reach out. I thank you once again for listening. I thank you so, so much because that means that you are one step closer to taking that first step to a healthier, happier you. Y'all make it a healthy day. Thank you so much for joining me. And I hope to be back soon with my girls, Holly and Alyson, because their stories are just the same. They were struggling and they said yes to a change. And it's amazing. Once you start to feel healthy and once you start to feel like $1,000,000, everything else just falls into place. I don't crave the pasta. I don't crave the alcohol. I crave sleep. I crave water. I crave feeling good. And so should you. Y'all make it a healthy day. I'll see you next time.